Hey there folks, in today's video I'm going to show you how to change your summer or all-season tires to snow tires. And this video can also be used if you're trying to learn how to change a flat tire using your spare tire. The only difference is you're going to be taking the spare tire from the trunk. Usually in small cars it's in the trunk under the floor. And in today's video I'm also going, instead of using the wrench that the car comes with, I have special lugs, and I'm going to be using my own breaker bar. So first thing we're going to do while the car is still on the ground, we have the car emergency brake on. I'm going to pre-loosen these just a little bit, maybe about quarter to half turn, so you feel them loosen. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to take the jack, and this jack is usually with your spare tire in the back. And every car is different, but there's usually markings where to jack the car up. And I like to wait until there's a couple inches off the ground, so that way if your tire's a bit bigger, because sometimes winter tires are a bit thicker, you won't have to readjust. It's all good to go. So for this part, you would usually take the wrench that the car comes with and just loosen all these off. I'm going to make it a little faster. Use the drill. So that came off fairly easy. Just gonna set it aside. And I will make note, actually I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the video, I inflated all the tires before taking them off, so when they're stored they're not gonna go square or anything like that. So now the next step, to make things easier for yourself, sometimes winter tires have a tendency of getting salt on them and getting rusted and corroded. I always put, this is called anti-seize. It's like $9 at Canadian Tire or at your hardware store, wherever you are. Put a little bit on each stud here, and then I'm going to put some on here. Make sure you absolutely get none on the brake here, because that can be pretty bad for your brakes. I like to put a lot on here. Last time I took it to the mechanic, they didn't put it and it was almost impossible to get off. Took about half an hour. Okay, now we grab our snow tire. Sometimes if you have a helper it's a little better. Line it up. I use my foot. Just get them all on by hand so that the wheel's not coming off on you. Then we're going to tighten them down. Okay, I'll switch back to my manual wrench here. And we're going to tighten them as much as we can while it's up in the air. And we're going to go across like that. So always do your one here, go across, so it's making it more even. Once you've done that, go over it one more time. Now we're going to let the car down nice and slow. And if you hear some creaking in the back of the car, don't be too alarmed. That's just your emergency brake. Now that this is back on the ground, we're going to tighten them back up one more time. Now if you don't have a torque wrench, just get them as tight as you can. But later on, I'm going to go back with the torque wrench. I left it inside, and we're going to set it to 100 foot-pounds of torque, and then just make sure once that torque wrench clicks, that means we're at 100, and that's what we want it at. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to inflate these tires because they've been sitting all summer and fall and spring and all that. Now to inflate it, I got this little electric pump and it hooks up to our cigarette lighter. I have the car running just so that the battery doesn't die. I'm just going to show you real quick. If you don't know the pressure that your car is supposed to be at, you look, this is the inside of the door when you open it, and right here there's a picture of a tire and it has all the information that you need to know. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to inflate this one up. Mine are 32 psi. Always do it when it's on the ground so you get a true reading. I always go half a psi over because when you let this go, some air comes out. Put your cap back on, and then you're good to go for winter and you're nice and safe. That's all there is to it. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and please like and subscribe.